Good morning, everyone. Thought I'd make a quick video. Hopefully it's a quick video about how to start reselling. Reselling has been just growing and growing as markets are exploding and platforms are becoming more and more available. Most folks that I know sell on eBay, Amazon, Poshmark, and Etsy, but there are others as well. You can create your own site on Shopify. There are lots of other apps that elude me right now that I'm not as familiar with, but there are some other places to sell, and even local reselling on Letgo, OfferUp, and Craigslist are also Facebook Marketplace, also another great place to sell. So just give you a little bit of information about myself. I worked in a corporate situation for about 10, 11 years and thought that that was the way to go, but I didn't love it. I wasn't passionate about it. And I felt like every day when I went, I was just spinning my wheels. So as circumstance has it, I left that career and had to find something else. And I had dabbled on eBay a little bit while I was working, but never seriously. And quite frankly, I don't take myself too seriously now either. But I have turned my shopping hobby into a stay-at-home business, and I am very, very happy. Fortunately, I do have a spouse that helps pay most of the bills, but I get to fill up my time with selling on eBay, which I'm very passionate about. So I've been doing that for about solid, probably for a good year, but I've been selling on eBay for about 2.5, 3 years. So I thought I'd talk about some of the places that you can source, and also maybe some of the basic supplies that you will need to get started. And then as I go along, I'll make some more videos to help you with building your listing the quickest way possible, what information that you should include. We'll talk about shipping and customer service and those types of things. But in this video, I thought we'd just talk about getting started, where you can source, and what you can source, and what are the basic supplies that you'll need. And I have more than the basic supplies that I'm going to show you, but we'll show the basics too. So where can you source? Well, the first place that you can source if you're just getting started is right in your own home. So you probably have some tchotchkes. This is just something I have sitting right here. Some little tchotchkes. This is a box from Bath and Body Works that are sitting around that you don't use anymore, that you could probably sell on eBay. So that would be the first place to source, is in your own home. See what you've got. Do you have an old iPod laying around? Do you have some old silverware that you'd like to sell? Whatever it is. So that would be the first place to source. Of course, there's no money out of pocket because it's already yours. So that's the first place to source. The next place I'd like to mention would be local thrift stores. And there's a lot more than just Goodwills and Salvation Armies out there. There are regional stores. I know that in some parts of the country there are Savers. In my part of the country, there's Volunteers of America. There are also a lot of independent thrift stores out there. Look for those. We have an independent thrift store here that supports like AIDS research and the good causes like that. There are a couple of church-run thrift stores here that they're cheap. They have a good variety. Clean stores. So those are some good places to start. But don't forget about tag sales, garage sales, yard sales, whatever you call them in your part of the country. Some of my favorite yard sales to go to are church yard sales. And I find that those are typically advertised on Craigslist. So usually in the warm months, I'm in the Midwest, so right now we can't yard sale because it's January, but April, they'll start up again. I'll just go into Craigslist and go into their garage sales section, and I'll look for church sales. And those tend to be while they're busy and they have a lot of people show up, they tend to have a huge variety of items because they're usually donations from their congregation, and their prices are usually pretty good. So that's one of my favorites to hit in the summer on Fridays and Saturdays. Um, Estate sales, another way to find unique items. Um, some of these can be kind of competitive, pricey, but a lot of the local ones are not so bad. The family's doing the estate sale, or friends of the family are doing the estate sale, and you can find some items at really good prices. So that's some other places to look. Also, you can source for items. You can look for items to sell on Facebook Marketplace, on OfferUp, on Craigslist, Let Go, any local sales like that will have items that people want to get rid of. They don't necessarily want to go through the time of listing them on eBay, so they'll sell them at a better price, and that's an opportunity for you to make a buck there. Um, we have online auctions here. So there are a couple of local companies that run online auctions in my area. So I can go online, I can bid on the item, and I'll run across town and pick it up. And usually those are really inexpensive items. Um, so you can look for those online auctions that are not eBay, but online auctions. Live auctions, there's usually in most towns at least one or two auctions a week where you can go and buy household items or tools or electronics or whatever it is that you're interested in. Also, there are pallet liquidations, and I would suggest that you get other reselling under your belt before you deal with pallet liquidations, because they tend to have a higher start cost, and there's a lot of room for error with buying those. So, but that is a place for you to get items for sale. Um, and finally, this is not something that I have employed, but I do read about it and see it on YouTube. Dumpster diving. Um, I have picked things up from the trash when people put their trash out. I've picked up small items there. But some folks just go dumpster diving behind businesses and find product that may be unsellable for whatever reason for the retail market. And those folks, you know, get a lemon and turn it into lemonade. So that's another resource that's not legal everywhere. Please check with, your local police and your local city laws to see if that's allowed in your city. But I do know that that's an option for some folks. So those are places that you can source. But what do you buy? My suggestion is buy whatever you already know about, and buy what you like. There are tons of resellers online that sell women's clothes, and they have huge success selling women's clothes. But I don't care about women's clothes. I don't like to sell them. I don't like to measure them. I don't like to go through tons of clothes to find the right women's clothes to sell. So that is not what I buy. But if you're passionate about fashion, that might be the perfect vehicle for you. That might be the right product for you to sell. I don't know a lot about video games. I sell some systems, but if you're, a tech geek or a gamer and you know about video games, video game systems, that might be the right product for you, because you'll know what they're worth. You'll know what's popular. You'll know what condition is good. So buy whatever it is that you're passionate about, that you love, that you're interested in. If you're adventurous, buy things you don't know much about, but make sure that you've done your research so that you get the best bang for your buck. So that's what I would suggest. I like to sell home goods. I'd love to sell vintage appliances. I like to sell toys. There's always a decent market for toys, but find whatever it is that you love, that you're knowledgeable about. whatever your hobby already is and turn that into a product or product information so that you can sell that item or those items. So let's talk about supplies for a couple of minutes. So there's some things that you'll need to get started in this business. And one of the most important pieces of equipment would be a smartphone or a computer. You've got to have one or the other. Both is excellent. Both is great. That, if you've got them both, awesome. That'll make your life even that much easier. But I use my smartphone to take my pictures for my listings, and I also use my smartphone when I'm out shopping so that I can research items to see if they're profitable or not, because I still don't know every item. There are items that I buy on site if the price is good because I know that they'll sell. But there are a lot of items that I might be interested in that I don't know if they're profitable or not. So I'll need to do some research. So I can use my smartphone and the eBay app and look at the sold items for that particular model. Maybe I'm researching this mouse, so I'll put in the Logitech Owl mouse, and I'll look to see what these are selling for, and if a lot of them are selling, or if they rarely sell, to get an idea of what, is this a good product to buy or not. So smartphone and a computer. I use the computer to handle my listings, to build my listings. I just type fast, so it's faster for me. I also use my computer to print my labels for my shipping. So, it's really handy if you've got both of those. That being said, you'll also want to get a printer. I've got one on the shelf there and another one upstairs. If you've got an inkjet printer and that's all you've got right now, then use that. I will tell you to get a LaserJet as soon as you can afford to, just because the ink is so expensive for the inkjet printers, and you'll run through it really, really fast. You can pick up a LaserJet printer pretty inexpensively. I think I bought that one at Best Buy for about $70. I think I ran a few thousand labels through it before I needed to buy toner. And the toner that I purchased was $40, and I've already run a couple of thousand more pages through there. So, inkjet, if you don't have a printer, inkjet, if that's all you have, LaserJet is just better and easier. If you don't have a printer at all and you have to, you can always go to the library and do it. Make sure, because it'll print on regular paper and you can just tape it to the package. But best case scenario would be to have at least an inkjet and possibly a LaserJet if you can afford to. You can print your labels on regular paper, and they will print out, and I wish I had one. They'll print out, and you can fold that paper or cut the paper, tape it right to your package. It's time consuming and it's wasteful because you waste a lot of tape. I use these 2 to a sheet labels. I got them on eBay. I got 1,000 for $20 or $30. It wasn't that much. You can buy these in a lesser quantity if you're just getting started and you don't have a lot of money to start. This is just one where I've already printed one label, but I'll reuse this. I'll turn it around and put it in the printer the other way and use the other label. So that's something that I suggest. Not absolutely a necessity, but it does make your life easier, and it will be more cost effective in the end. Poly mailer. So this is a self-sealing mailer that you can mail items in, and these are great for items that don't weigh a lot, or items that are soft and that you can stuff in this. But I don't want to get too much into the postage issue, but if you've got something that's less than 13 ounces, this is a great way to mail it, as long as it's fully protected. If it's cloth, that would be awesome. But you can use these to ship your items, but you can get a ton of free shipping supplies from the post office. I use several different sizes. This is the flat rate padded envelope. These are free. You can go on USPS.com and order these, and they'll deliver them right to your door for free. You can order them in packs of 10 or packs of 25. So this is just a padded rate, self-sealing. It'll cost you somewhere around $6 to ship your item in this. Of course, that price can be charged to your customer as part of the sale, and we won't get into that right now, but about $6, you can, whatever fits in this, no matter how much it weighs, ships. So that's one size. This is a 7 by 7 by 6 inch size. Again, free, as long as you ship priority. You can use this box to ship your item. And this is the amount of postage for this size is based on the dimensions and the weight. So you'll just plug in the size of this box and the weight of your item, and the postage will be determined on that. Same with this. This is a game box. So you can slip a board game right in that, seal it up, and it will be, the price of the postage will be determined on the weight, the shape of that box, and of course where it's going. Those are some free items, and there's lots of other free size boxes. Those are just a couple of examples of ones that I use regularly. This is a 12 by 12 by 12 size box that I bought at Walmart. And I get a lot of my boxes at Walmart, and other folks get theirs at Home Depot or some other places, U-Haul, I think. This box cost me about 64 cents, I think, 64, 74 cents. And so I keep a stock of these. You know, I would go and get a couple. It's a 12 by 12 by 12, so it's not going to hold anything huge, but I mean, it does make a fair size box. But I like to keep these on hand. They come in a lot of other sizes. You can get 14 by 14 by 14, 16 by 16 by 18, I think. But they go on up. But I like to keep this size on hand. A scale, because you're going to need to weigh your postage. If you print your postage through eBay, if you print your postage through eBay, you will get a discount. It'll be cheaper than going to the post office. Save yourself some bucks. Ship your items through the eBay postage app, or the eBay postage program, part of eBay. Something else that's handy, bubble wrap. This is kind of larger bubble wrap. Okay. And I use this for electronics or ceramics, because I don't want them to get broken. I got that for a roll for $20 at Home Depot. Not really expensive. Smaller bubble wrap. This comes in a roll of 240 feet, right? I believe it's 240 feet. And yes, 240 square feet. And I buy this at Sam's for $13. So you can order it in other places. You can buy it at Home Depot. You can buy it online. I just happen to live very close to a Sam's, and I have a membership because I use them for other things, and I find that this is convenient for me. So it comes in a big roll, but this is smaller bubble wrap that you can use for smaller things. Like if I was going to wrap this mouse up, I'd probably use this size bubble wrap. Tape gun and tape. Also available, I just happen to have eBay tape in this one, but also available at Walmart, Home Depot. Yes, Home Depot. I got this one at Home Depot. Tape I get at Walmart. Let's see, what else? Oh, a measuring tape. Oh, very handy to have. I have two of them. One is your standard, like flexible but metal tape that I use. The other one is more like a dressmaker's tape, so you can roll it up on itself. And I use those for measuring my items because that's going to be a common pieces of information that people are going to want to know. You can't tell how big something is in a picture unless you have something there for reference, something, a common thing there for a reference. But most of the time you'll want to take measurements, particularly if you're selling clothing. You'll want to always take measurements. So that's something that's handy. You will want packing paper or void fill. I use a couple of different things. I reuse what I can. I buy a lot of stuff from Amazon for myself and for our home. So I reuse their packing material, the air pillows, the paper packing, whatever they send me. I always reuse it, but I also buy these sheets. I buy them in packages of 25 pounds because I'm old and I can handle 25 pounds of a 25 pound box. I buy those on eBay as well. You will want a storage area. You need to start thinking about, if you're going to list 100 items, how are you going to manage your 100 items as far as being able to find them when they sell. So my system is, I use tubs that are numbered and lettered, and I keep a spreadsheet on Google Docs so I can access it wherever I am always, because my storage area is off site. So I will take my pictures here, write my listing here, but I may not know exactly what bin or tub that item is going to go in at the storage area. So I never put it in the listing, but I know a lot of people do. They'll put a little code in their listing so that they know where the item is. I put mine on a spreadsheet. Does not take long. I usually just keep a pad of paper over at my storage unit. I take a box of stuff there, I put it in bins, and I write it all down, and then at night, I just load it to the spreadsheet. It's really easy for me to find my items because my items are stored off-site. I need to be able to access their location from the storage unit. So I'm able to access my Google Docs from my cell phone, and I can look up where that item is. And the final thing, and this is not in order, but the final thing that you need to think about is taking pictures of your items. You may not be able to afford a lighting setup. You may not have the space for a lighting setup that's kind of big with the light stands and the boxes and all of that. There are some great YouTube tutorials about building a light box, and basically you use a large cardboard box, some tissue paper, clamp lights or other kinds of lights, like little lights, and you can build your light box. I have a backdrop with light stands, but I didn't always have that. So there's some creative ways that you can come up with a photography area. Buy yourself some daylight bulbs. If you don't have any money starting out, and I understand that because I was almost broke when I started out really seriously selling, when you can, use daylight to take your pictures. Take them outside if you can. If the weather is good and the lighting is good outside, go outside and take your pictures. But by all means, make sure that the picture that you are taking contains the item that you are taking the picture of and nothing else. I've seen pictures where people look like they take a picture of the item in the middle of their living room, and there's all of this other visual distraction, and you're not paying attention to the particular item. So clean white background. I like black too. I do a clean black background a lot. And it's the best light that you can afford, and take the pictures with your cell phone. I have an iPhone 6. I had an iPhone 5 before this, and I use that to take my cell phone to take my pictures. I don't do a lot of editing. I know some folks do. I don't do a lot of editing for my items, and my pictures look okay. They don't look as professional as some of the other folks, I'll admit, but they look okay. So those are just some of the things that I thought I would bring up that would be helpful for you to get started. I'll put up some more videos. If you like this content, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and I will catch you the next time with more information. Thanks for watching.